Hi, and welcome to this week's episode number 105 of the um, Harmony Enterprises with Carrie Fox Facebook Lives that are now happening twice a month on the second and fourth Friday of each particular month. And so this week, our theme is creating your new world. Now, I like to think about this as a wonderful and exciting thing to create your new world. But whether you like it or not, I hope that you can realize why you should like and be enthusiastic about creating a new world. Everything about being a human being on planet Earth, by the way, is going through a transformation right now, going through a changing. And the people and the planet are in transition. So it's really exciting. The universe is creating situations that are forcing us or leading us into changing the way that we look at life, changing the way that we look at the planet, and all to be a part of helping us to deliberately create a new world. So before we dive any further into that, let's remember to live in harmony with the infinite wisdom that dreamed you into being. Because this is, after all, the basis and the foundation of pretty much everything that I do. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Carrie Fox, and my main mission in life is to be a constant reminder of your infinite wisdom connection, and that guidance from infinite wisdom is always available for you. And I do these Facebook Lives because you're thriving. Well, that's my passion. So this episode has been a bit more of a challenge for me to keep my intent focused on sharing ideas that might inspire you, that maybe make you pause or to think about where you are and where you would like to be. I always want to encourage you to dream and to stay connected with your infinite wisdom and your authority. But it's been kind of a challenge the last couple of weeks because of the events of last week in the United States. And that's all piled on top of many, many previous events in the last month, the last year, and the last decade. There have been so many startling and disheartening, challenging things that have been throwing us into shock and sadness and chaos, which can knock a person off kilter, if not send them completely down the rabbit hole. So events have been happening that have been demanding our attention and our inquiry and our prayers that end up being the impetus, I think, for helping all of us to understand the importance of creating a new world, to get involved in taking care of yourself so that you can take care of others. Now, I used to tell a story of how the universe moves us, inspires us, and urges us to change. That when we are veering away from the path that we came here to follow, when we start sliding out of harmony with our grand adventure, then our infinite wisdom, angels, guides, God, universe, whatever you think of that particular inspiration as, will try to nudge us, kind of like saying, hey, pay attention. Pay attention to what's happening inside you. What are you thinking? What are you saying? What are you doing? And most importantly, who are you being? And then if we don't pay attention to that hint from the universe, if we keep making choices that lead us further off track, the universe would nudge us a little bit more intensely, like maybe causing us to lose a job that we were hanging on to because there was a better, more perfect job waiting for us, but we weren't open to it. Or it might cause us to see that the guy that we were dating was absolutely not in alignment with our personal values. Yet we kept going back to him because we just didn't have the faith that there was the right person or a better person that would be treating us with love and respect. And finally, if we keep insisting on moving down that wrong path, the universe would hit us over the head with a 2x4, trying to get our attention. Why? Because we created this relationship and this guidance from the universe, from infinite wisdom, from God, when we decided to incarnate on the planet. We made a pact that we came here for a reason or reasons with intentions. And by the way, the number one intention was to have and enjoy a wonderful grand adventure. We were designed to enjoy this lifetime and to experience things of the flesh, like maybe downhill skiing or whitewater rafting, or laying down in a meadow and watching the clouds move across the sky, where we could enjoy the giggles of a child and songs and the arts and the music of joyful creation. Yes, there would be ups and downs and ebbs and flows and learning and watching and experiencing. But the main intention for each and every one of us to be here, I believe, was pure pleasure and love and kindness and compassion. So if you are not experiencing that the majority of the time, if you are struggling, if you are living in a state of fear or lack, it's probably time for you to recognize whether you are living in harmony with who you came here to be, or what you came here to do, or not. It just might be time for you to recognize that you have the power of choice. You have free will to make mistakes, and you have the support of the universe to help and to keep guiding you when and if needed. And that it might be time for you to create a different way of being in the world, to create a new and different life for yourself, and to be a part of creating a new world. So I know sometimes it's difficult to remember that there just might be a more deliberate possibility available to you. A possibility to create a life where you are in the flow of abundance, or where you can choose with courage and confidence, where you can create a joyful environment for you, and to work to ensure that everyone has enough, and where we seek to understand others and find those places where we can live in common. But we have to first know who we are, who we want to be, and that we have to heal any out of harmony parts of ourselves, of our lives. We need to heal our own pain first before we can be a part of creating a new reality. So when you heal yourself, you can then be a part of creating a sustainable and peaceful and wonderful world. Now, there's this thing called the science of differentiation. And that supports, above all, how we each get to be ourselves, and that is different from anyone else. You don't have to be like anyone else. You have your own path to walk. You have your own job to do. And it's not going to be the same job as anyone else. It's when you not only have permission to be yourself, but you are encouraged, because that's the only way to truly walk your own design path. You can just relax into who you really are. Now, one of the basic tenets of your design, of how you plan to walk your earth walk, is that each person has a way to make decisions for themselves or by themselves or of themselves. In other words, coming from their real nature and not how they were conditioned or who parents or their community told them to be as they were growing up, with no shoulds. You actually have this inner voice of knowingness, how exactly is the right way to make decisions for you, knowing what you want and who you want to be. Now, the key word to all of this is clarity. Understanding who you came here to be, what you came here to do and to have. So I'm hoping that this is the year that you tell the very most true and real story of who you are. that your heart remembers why you are worthy, and that your life reflects your light back to you a millionfold. Now, it's important to remember your intention, that you came here for a purpose, because it makes no difference who might have an opinion about your heartfelt and your soul-inspired purpose. Your purpose is so much bigger than anybody else's opinion. And I urge you to listen to your soul, because it's older than your heart and it's so much wiser than your mind. This might be a good place for maybe me to come into a gentle reminder of who you really are and what your soul connection really is. Now, this image illustrates you on the left as a 3D human being living on planet Earth, who can see and smell and taste and hear and sense things. You experience things, you walk, you talk, and you may have a small soul pocket in you that reminds you that you have a spiritual connection. But the image on the right, that illustrates that the spiritual side of you is so much bigger than the 3D human you. That it is infinite. It is the energy of all that is. It's the life force within you. It is but a small sliver of that energy that splits apart and comes down to the planet Earth to be the 3D human you. You, the real you, are really a part of cosmic consciousness. So it is from this place that you make the decision to incarnate with purpose. And you are therefore the creator of your daily, hourly moment reality. Now, the mystic Osho tells us, if you suffer, it's because of you. If you feel blissful, it's because of you. Nobody else is responsible. Only you and you alone. You are your hell and you are your heaven too. Because you have choices. You have infinite choices of how you feel, how you think, how you respond to anything and everything that you fully experience on your own personal earth walk. And maybe it seems as though your life is falling apart, but what if maybe it's really falling together? Don't fearfully hold on to what needs to end. The familiar life crumbles so that a new life can begin. I have so many stories in my life of losing one job only to find a better one that allowed me to shine brighter and to grow and to make more money. And that only happens when you have faith and trust. So we tend to fall into belief that the things have to change for us to be happy. And I say, no, no, no. The truth of creating the life that you want is that being happy will draw more happiness to you. It's okay to fall down, but it's up to you to get up. It's up to you to be pure and easy and intentionally happy. So I want to urge you to allow yourself the space and the time and the intention to connect with your infinite wisdom, that you may fall asleep with a dream and wake up with a purpose. Just pull up your big girl panties and remember who you really are. Remember, you are cosmic consciousness having a temporary earth experience. You are powerful. And your job, should you accept it, is to create the life that you really want. Creating your happy ending and creating your new world. And I don't want to spoil the ending for you, but you end up healing and letting go of the pain that you're going through and becoming happier than you've ever been. Now, you may not know that the world is entering a new cycle. Humanity and the planet Earth are reinventing a more wonderful existence. It actually makes no difference if you know that or you don't. But I am telling you that now is the time for you to recognize how many things have been occurring in the past few years, the last decade or so, that the universe and your cosmic consciousness has been leading you. It's been leading mankind to make better decisions and kicking us a little harder every time that we resist change. When we resist what is good for us, what is good for us all, the universe kicks you a little bit, urges you a little bit, nudges you a little bit, because what is coming is not only good for you and for all of humanity, but it's also good for our planet. So it's about what you do with your life. That's all. And it's so easy from our context, from our mechanics, to find your way, to live out what it is to be human, because we have not, as a tribe, as mankind, we haven't met it yet. So many of us don't know and don't understand our ability to be happy. We don't understand our power or our gratefulness. Nobody's been able to, for some reason, teach all of humanity this. Nobody gives you an example. Well, there's a few examples, but they're few and far between. You have to really find it yourself. You have to have that intention. Find it through rediscovering your own wonderful and marvelous self. That is what you're here for. You've been given the finest role. It's all yours. It's unique. There is nothing like your role. There is no one like you. There are incredible possibilities in the fulfillment of what it is to play the perfect role of you. You can live it. You can breathe it. You can live the beauty of what it is to be on this planet and to be aware and not to be afraid, but to trust and to love yourself, to watch the world and to share your consciousness, to offer your unique and precious gifts and the magic that can bring joy to you and to the world. So I encourage you to recognize how much joy you have in your life, how you can look at or adjust the things in your daily life to get back into harmony with your joy and with your greatness. To encourage you to develop a meditation practice, because meditation can change your life. It's the absolute easiest path to be able to connect to your infinite wisdom. It's the best way and the easiest way to gain clarity, to get guidance and inspiration, so that you can boldly go forward and create your new world, so that you can live in harmony with the infinite wisdom that dreamed you into being. So that's my spiel for today, urging you to find out who you really are and to recognize who you really want to be and to recognize you're so much more wonderful than what you think you are. And if you're living any kind of struggle, there's a reason for that. It's the universe talking to you. Now, I acknowledge I'm a 3D human being on the planet Earth. And with all the discussions and the energy of all that's been happening around us, I've had to, and I have to, keep pulling myself back to how can I help? How can I be the most perfect me? And I can help the most by continuing to create my own happiness. Same for you. My 3D side wants to rant and scream and protest about everything that's been happening. But really, how else was the universe going to get our attention? Trust that. I hold you so gently in my heart, and your thriving is my passion. And you can always reach out to me if you have any kind of supported guidance that you need. I truly love each and every one of you. And I will be doing this next live as some inspiration on Wednesday, the 27th, the second and the fourth Wednesday of each month at 1:00 p.m. Central Time on my Facebook page, Harmony Enterprises with Carrie Fox. And so As I bid you farewell, I remind you to be the creator of your fabulous tomorrow. So, bye for now. Thank you for listening today and for being someone who interacts with Harmony Enterprises and is willing to be a part of creating the new world. Bye for now.